And welcome back to the channel. On this video, I'm going to be riding the King Bull Hunter 2.0, as you see it right there. This is a Class 3 e-bike. And I must say that this bike is currently selling for $899. An absolute steal of a deal if you ask me. And I do have a link in the descriptions if you want to go and check this bike out. But on this video, I want to talk about e-bike bannings. That's right, e-bikes being banned. And let me make the turn here and then we'll talk about it. So, a fellow YouTuber who I watch on a regular basis, Russ is Right, recently did a video about e-bikes being banned in a town near him. And I think e-scooters, if I remember him saying, were being banned right in his area there. And so are e-bikes next. So let's talk a little bit about e-bike bannings and why is this happening? What is the reason why e-bikes are not wanted in some towns? Now they say safety. So what exactly does this mean? Like, are they saying that accidents are happening a lot because of the e-bikes? The riders on the e-bikes? Is it due to lack of infrastructure? Is it riders riding recklessly? Because around where I am, I gotta say, I don't see that. I don't see people riding like that. I see, there's one person who rides around here, I've seen multiple times on a, he has a Saran, and he rides it, and I've seen him go through stop signs and all, but that's it though. And that, I don't see him all the time, but when I do, he seems to be going pretty fast on his Saran. But most people are pretty responsible, I would say. So how do we get to a point where they're just going to shut down e-bikes in the whole town? I don't get that. Like, I'm not sure how bad it got in that town to where they've had to do this. And the solution is just to ban all e-bikes? I don't think so. If that were the case, then we wouldn't have cars on the road either, because cars actually, there's more accidents with cars than there are with bikes. And you don't hear them banning cars from streets because there's been too many accidents. I've never heard that. So, why e-bikes? I just think there's certain people that just despise e-bikes no matter what. You know, they just don't like them. It's almost like you either love them or you hate them. And so if we have one accident, or I don't know what happened in this town. I didn't do a study on it or anything, but I'm just going by what Russ mentioned on his video there. But he made some really good points on his video, and one of them is, what if you're just riding through that town. You don't know the laws in every town in the U.S. I don't think anybody knows every law for every town in the U.S. And before we go out on a ride, do we have to do a study of all the towns that we may go through on our e-bike to see which ones we're allowed to ride our bikes in and at what speed we can ride? That just sounds silly to me. And he did mention also that there's a bike shop there in the town where they're banning the bikes. How convenient is that for the bike shop owner? You know, okay, you can come and purchase your bike here at this store or have it repaired, but you can't ride it home. You have to leave our town and then you can ride it. So before you go through that town, you got to make sure you're picked up. Your bike is picked up at least, and dropped off at the other side of town. It's just absolute nonsense. Give me your thoughts in the comments. What do you think if they started banning bikes in your neighborhood, in your town? How would you feel about that? I just can't believe that, these laws, you know. I mean, is it going to get to the point where we just can't have e-bikes no more? And what about traditional bikes? Those are okay? So if we completely turned our pedal assist off, or basically just turned the bike right off and just pedaled it, then it becomes a traditional bike, right? It has a motor on it, but you're not using the motor. Can you ride then through the town? Or because it has a motor on it, even though you're not using the motor, you're still riding on an illegal bike? Crazy. If they did that here, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably just keep riding anyway. I don't know. I mean, we're going to spend thousands of dollars on our e-bikes and then find out a month after we buy our bike that we can no longer ride that bike in that town. Absolute nonsense. Like, it's one thing to limit speed limit, or legal speeds, limit them. But, you know, he mentioned on the video, Russ, there, about he'd rather see it go if there was, you know, limit the speed to 20 miles per hour. He could live with that more than banning, of course, 100%. But they're going to just ban them completely. Crazy stuff. So we're going to skip right past banning throttles on class 3 e-bikes and just say no more bikes at all. I'd like to know how many bike accidents involve cyclists that are riding traditional bikes with no motors on them. They can't all be e-bikes that are having the accidents. There's no way. And here's something else too with regard to speeds on e-bikes. Okay, so if you limit the speed to 20 miles per hour in some areas, there's no infrastructure, right? There's nowhere to ride your e-bike, no bike lane, right? And so you're sharing the road with the traffic. And let's say you're on a 30 miles per hour road and you can only ride 20. You know, you can't ride 28, you can only ride 20. Is it safer to be over here on the side of the road and have cars go around you? Or is it safer just to go closer to 30 miles an hour and ride right in with traffic? See, I'd be on the side of riding with the traffic, so you're not holding things up, you're not having cars have to go around you. And I personally would say that's much safer than trying to have cars go around you. Because it's not the e-biker's fault that there's no infrastructure. If they want to improve safety, maybe one of the features they can have, they can provide, is maybe make us better infrastructure for bikes where we are safer, rather than doing a complete ban on all e-bikes and e-scooters. And another point that Russ made too on his video that is very accurate is that a lot of folks depend on their bike as transportation. It's saving them a lot of money, and gives them an alternative to get to work rather than pay for a car which they cannot afford, because cars are ridiculous prices. E-bikes are costly too, but they're a lot more affordable than a car. And so if that's your means of transportation, and then your town goes and takes that away from you, that's just not right. So I'm on the side of look for another way to make things safer for e-bikes if you deem that as a problem, rather than just going ahead and banning the e-bikes. It's kind of, to me, like the kid when I used to play street hockey as a kid in Toronto, Canada. We'd have one kid may own one of the nets or both nets, and because the game isn't going his way, he's going to take his hockey net and go home, because it's not going his way. Well, that's kind of what this reminds me of, because it's not going their way, the way they think it should go, meaning government. They're just going to go ahead and ban all e-bikes. And I 100% guarantee you that those who are making these laws do not own an e-bike themselves, because I think they would think twice before they decided, hey, let's just ban all e-bikes. But anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. And hey, if you want to comment on this video or any others, go ahead and leave that in the comments and let us know your thoughts on this, and share this video with others. I want to see what other people think on this, and we need to get the word around that, let's smarten up and not ban all e-bikes. If you have a few that have a problem, then deal with the few that are causing the problems. Don't ban and ruin it for everyone else. I mean, let's just think before we react. That's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And as I mentioned earlier, if you want to comment on this video or any others, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.